Hey out there, I'm David Miller, a Phoenix multimedia artist. I'm a photographer, filmmaker, musician, and animator. I'm going to share with you a project that I've been working on the last few months. It combines all of those things in it, and it is called Q&A. So this originated out of my love for a motion capture software called Character Animator. And Character Animator uses your webcam and your microphone. You're able to synchronize audio, and it matches the audio you put in with the movements on a character's mouth. It's most commonly used for cartoon stuff, but I've been experimenting with photographs for a while. And so this was born out of one of those experiments. I wanted to have my actors be photographed with the different mouth shapes. I wanted them to synchronize up with particular audio, some of which I already had and some of which needed to be written in response to what I already had. And I wanted to have that be the way of telling a story. So I worked with a couple of local actors. We got Bugg, we've got Bethany Brown. I worked with a voice actress named Alina Lee. I had my assistant and prop master, Amalia Hernandez. And I had a writer, Ada McCartney. So here's a little trailer for Q&A.
When Mr. Donovan told me I had an interview with the most prestigious firm in town, I couldn't believe my luck. Jobs like this weren't easy to come by. I knew I had just one shot at this. I'd show Mr. Donovan what a real go-getter gal could do.
So the story itself was based around a job interview because I had an office space to work in. And I had sampled some public domain footage from 1950s, late 50s, a TV show where a man interviewed a woman about being a career woman.
How confident are you in business dealings with your superiors?
Oh, pretty confident, I think.
Well, now, do you ever feel like telling off the boss?
I certainly do.
So I took the audio of the man, I cleaned it up, I synchronized it with Peter's mouth, and then I had Ada write responses to this. So the final product in the writing was kind of a combination of Ada's original script, some feedback from Bethany and myself, and then I had to insert a few extra lines of dialogue just to make the story a little more clear. We had Alina do the voiceover. She did it from her home in Sacramento, and it synchronized really well, surprisingly well. And I feel like when you have the audio for any of these animation things, if you have the dialogue down, like the rest of the stuff is pretty much gravy. I have been hugely inspired by an animator named Ainsley Henderson. And he did a music video for a band, and it's called This Trade Remains. You can watch it on YouTube and Vimeo. You can see that it's all made up of photographs that are stop motion animated, and there's a lot of like little cute tricks in it. Office supplies and stop motion go hand in hand. So I've been lucky enough to not have to work in a lot of offices in my life, but the times I have, I know that it's very boring, and I daydream a lot, and there's always these little office politics that don't make any logical sense, but they're happening. And certainly, I'm a fan of shows like Parks and Recreation and the original Office, the UK one, and Silicon Valley, and these are all big influences on just kind of like the weird workplace relationships, the power structures that happen there. And I just want to wrap up talking about the music. This is something that I struggled with for a long time because I've been using sampled music in some of my previous works. I've been sampling public domain stuff and really digging deep, and because they have older themes to them, it makes sense to have stuff from the 1950s, 1930s, 1940s. For this particular project, I wanted to see if I could write some music myself, and I've gone through a few public domain things and wasn't finding what I was looking for. So I belong to a sampling site called Splice. This is where you pay a particular monthly contribution and you have a number of sample credits, things that people have created as producer packs, so it's okay to use. I found some jazzy drums, threw those in Garageband, did a little bass line on top of it, did a little piano on top of it, and all of a sudden I had these really jazzy, retro sounds that I liked. So anyways, that's how Q&A came together, and thank you so much for watching. Check out the rest of my videos. There's some other tutorials, there's some other behind the scenes stuff, there's some of my own personal video art. Talk to you next time.